today's verse of the day comes from the Gospel of Mark, chapter 1, verse 2, but I'm going to read the sentence before that one too. Mark chapter 1. The beginning of the good news about Jesus, the Messiah, the Son of God, just as it's written, this is verse 2, in Isaiah the prophet. I will send my messenger ahead of you who will prepare your way. These are the opening lines of the Gospel according to Mark. Mark begins with the first sentence telling us what the whole book's going to be about. It's a good news announcement about a guy named Jesus of Nazareth, who he claims is Israel's Messiah, their anointed king and deliverer, who he claims also is the Son of God, that is, the God of Israel, become human to do for Israel and all of us what we can't do for ourselves. What Mark also wants us to know is that Jesus' arrival and everything he did and said didn't come out of nowhere. It was the fulfillment of a long backstory. And to summarize that whole backstory, he quotes in our verse of the day from Isaiah the prophet, chapter 40. And he talks about how God's been at work when Israel and all humanity is sitting in the exile of our own sin and selfishness and death. That God has been at work preparing a messenger, one who would prepare the way for Jesus' arrival. He's referring here to John the Baptist, who arrived preparing the people of his day for the arrival of Jesus to do everything that he said and did. And so as we think about this verse today for our own life story, you and I are all living out a story today too. And our own life story have a whole long backstory to them. But what we trust is that God has been at work in human history and even in the story of our own lives. And so what does it look like for us to join John the Baptist, preparing the way, so that through following Jesus, we are actually contributing to the spread of his kingdom and his purpose in the world, so that when he comes again to bring new creation, that we, like John the Baptist, will have been ready and waiting with our own lives and hearts prepared in anticipation. So let's take that with us from Mark chapter 1, verse 2, as we go into our day.